Hello, my beautiful loves, and welcome back to my channel. Hi, how are you? As you can tell, we're in a bit of a different environment because I changed my room around again. But who's surprised? No one. You shouldn't be surprised. Um, I'm going to start off by saying if you hear any grunting or whining in the background, I apologize. Izzy, my dog, she had her babies earlier this week, and they're literally right there. So if you hear any of that in the background, I apologize. But anyways, we're gonna be doing something a little different. So my nephews came and stayed with us this weekend. And on Friday, as you probably already saw, because I did post a short, and I also posted a TikTok of they did my makeup, just for like the shits and giggles of it. Why not? And I am going to recreate it just by myself. They're not helping me today. It's just gonna be me. I am going to recreate what they created. And if you didn't see the video, this is a picture of what they did, and now I'm going to recreate it doing it my way. Okay? Okay. I don't really know what I'm going to title this video because I feel like that was very confusing for me to explain. So we're going to figure that out later. But now that you know what we're doing, let's just get into it. Okay, we got the makeup shirt on. Let's just get into it. So I'm looking at the picture. I already put it up on the screen, but I'll put it up again just so we can look at it together. One of my nephews did green on this side, and then my other nephew did red on this side. And yeah, but as I look at it, the green side is giving me like zombie vibes a little bit. So I think I'm gonna do like a zombie interpretation. And then the red side, we'll get to that one in a minute. I'm gonna do the green side first because I feel like if I try to do both sides at the same time, it's gonna get like a little too chaotic for my brain. So I'm gonna just do completely this side first, and then I'll do this side later. Okay? Okay. Let's get started. I feel like I look a little dark. Y'all know the lighting is never good in my videos. I'm sorry, but I did just figure out how um my microphone works. I finally figured out how to work this thing. So hopefully the audio is actually good this time and you're not listening to my loud ass air conditioner in the background or anything like that. So the first two videos where you see me wearing this, I was solely just wearing it for decoration because it wasn't even working. Because this is the wireless lavalier microphones. Um, if you have an iPhone, they connect like right away, but I don't have an iPhone, I have a Samsung. And so I had to download like this other app and change settings and all of that kind of stuff. But anyway, obviously the audio should hopefully be much, much improved. And I did also buy another microphone like this because I'm thinking in my next video, I'm going to attempt ASMR. I don't know if it's going to be any good or not, but I have had a couple of people here lately saying that I should try it. So I'm going to try it and we're going to see how it goes. So, but anyways, without all of that out of the way, let's actually get into the makeup now. I don't really remember what it was that he said his original goal was that he was trying to go for. He just said that he wanted to do green. So I was like, you can do green. Absolutely. Um, but I don't remember what it was that he said he was trying to go for. But like I said, when I looked at it, it gave me zombie vibes. And I even told him that. Nephew was not loving that. Nephew was not loving that because that was not what he was going for. But I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I mean, spooky season's right around the corner. This is the LA Color Concealer that I am struggling to get every last drop of because we don't waste product in this house. Um, but anyway, he obviously zombie wasn't what he was going for. But like I said, spooky season's around the corner, and I really liked it. So I don't know. That's what I'm gonna interpret it as. But I I kind of do this thing where um when they come over, sometimes we'll just like pile up in my bed with a bunch of paper and pencils and markers and all of that kind of stuff and just sit and draw random things. And I'll do this thing sometimes where I'll turn their like sketches and doodles into whatever I see it as. I don't know. It might sound weird to some people, but I just like to see what they come up with, and then it's like I look at it and I see a totally different thing. If that makes sense? I don't know. So it's kind of just a fun little thing between us. And I figured, why not do it with the makeup as well? So that's what we're doing. I'm just kind of looking at what they created and seeing what I see and bringing what I see to life. And I saw a zombie. So we're doing a zombie. Okay, even though I am going to be doing my interpretation of these looks, I'm still going to be using the same colors and products that they used. So I'm going to be starting off with the Mia Coli. Mia Coli, y'all already know I'm horrible with brand names, but these face paints, there's this bright green one and this dark green one. So I'm going to start off with the light green one and just place that on my face, well, on this half of my face. And then I will go in with the darker one and do a little contouring and shading and stuff like that. Now, originally, when this nephew, he gave up first. He did his thing and then he was like, okay, I'm done. This nephew, he was taking his dear sweet time doing his thing, and then he ended up painting the neck. So you might have noticed that this side's green, this side's orange, but then the neck is orange. This side is red, not orange. I misspoke. Sorry. Um, but I'm actually going to do all the way down. So this side of my face and neck is going to be green, and then this side is going to be red and orange. You get what I'm saying. Jeez Louise, I can't talk. And once I have it slapped on there, I'm going to take this beauty blender, which is now my designated green foundation, because I've washed this thing twice and I still can't get all the green out of it. So it's just going to be my designated green beauty blender from now on. And I'm just going to start patting all of this into the skin. And I am going to do my ears as well, even though I don't really like getting makeup in my ears. We're going to do it. Okay, I tried my best to keep it as symmetrical in the middle as I could, but it's probably not perfect. But anyways, it's okay. This green is so beautiful. Now I'm going to take this darker green and I'm going to put it around the perimeter of my face and kind of just start doing a little contouring. Obviously, my nephew did not do this because he doesn't know what contour is or how to contour, but still giving him an A for effort. Because it was all about having fun. That's all that really mattered at the end of the day. Is if they had fun or not. And they said they did. So, whatever makes them happy. And I'm just going to go in with that same sponge, but using the side. And start blending all of that in. Okay, that's all of it blended in. As much as I like this eyebrow, I feel like it's a little too clean for a zombie, if that makes sense. I'm going to go in with my finger and I'm going to just kind of mess it up a little bit and kind of smudge it a little just to make it less on point. Because I feel like, I don't know, I ain't seen very many zombies walking around with snatched eyebrows. So, but I think that looks a little more zombie-ish. So, all right. Base is done. I would usually blush and concealer and all of that stuff. But since this is zombie, I feel like I can get away with just doing this much. And now I'm going to set all of this and we'll start on the eye. Okay, I went ahead and set my face using the good old Granny Airspun powder. It's pretty much the only powder you'll ever see me use because I love it so much. Now I'm going to take this Miss Rose eyeliner and I'm going to messily just kind of slop this around on the eye because I want it to look like, kind of like I have a bruised eye, kind of is what we're going for. You know, a very, well, unalive kind of look. That's what zombies are. So I am just kind of messily going to blot this around. And he actually used, let me get this shadow out. He used this palette, the Paris palette, and he used this color right here. So that is the color I'm going to use. And I am going to just take it on a fluffy brush, like this one. I'm going to dip into that color, and I am going to start just packing it right onto the eye and blending it into the eyeliner to give it like this really dark, smoky, bruised look. That's what we're going for. That's what we're going for. And I'm just messily slapping it around. And I'm going to take it into the inner corner. I don't usually take eyeshadow into the inner corner like this, but I feel like it kind of goes with that whole bruised look that we're going for. And I'm also smoking the lower lash line way lower than I normally would, just to give it that sunken in effect. Just like that. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I might go in with some black eyeshadow just to put around like the closest to the eye on the eyelid, things like that to darken that up. But I really like this bruised effect that we got going on right now. This looks really good so far. Now I'm going to take the You Can Be Black Meteor palette and same brush, dip right into that black shadow. And I am going to place this just right on the lid. I'm not going to like go too crazy smoking it out. I just want the darkness to be right here around the focal point of the eye. So directly on the eyelid. And I will also take some and smoke it right directly along the lash line. If you look up, you get easier access to your lash line. Just a helpful tip for anyone who wanted to know. Oh, I love that. Oh, I love that. I'm so ready for spooky season to get here so I get to do this type of makeup every single day. I'm so ready. Okay, this is the part where I am going to start taking my creative liberties. I feel like I got basically the blueprint of what he did down pat. And now I'm going to start adding my little bit of ratatata. So I'm going to take Black Meteor palette, dipping into that black, and I want to create like a bruise, kind of like a battle wound. Maybe this is where I got bit. Maybe that's how I turned into the zombie. I got bit on the neck. Ooh. Let's see. We're just gonna play around to see how this turns out. So I'm just taking that same fluffy brush and that black eyeshadow, and I'm just slowly kind of spreading it out until I get to about the size that I want. And I'm lightly just feathering it out. I'm going to go back in with more black and solely focus it right there in the center because that's where I want it to be the darkest. So I'm not blending it out. I'm just patting it right there in the center. Now I'm going to take that pinkish red color that I used at the beginning out of the Paris palette, this one right here. And I'm also mixing it with a little bit of this red. And that is what I'm going to use to start blending around the edges of this bruise, of this bite, whatever this turns out to be. And I'm just going to blend around the edges. And now I'm just taking my finger and I'm blending the black and the red, that pink red color together to make it look more realistic. I like how this looks so far. Now with a contouring brush and a brown eyeshadow, I'm just kind of messily placing it. I'm not contouring per se for like precision or to chisel out my face. I'm kind of just messily doing it to make me look more dirty, I guess. I'm not seeing very many clean zombies walking around, so I'm gonna just kind of make me look a little more dirty, a little darker, kind of messily just stippling here and there. Yeah, I like that. I like that. We'll even go over this a little more because why not? Okay, okay, okay. Dare I say, I kind of ate this up. I kind of ate this up just a little bit, just a little bit. I mean, I didn't devour y'all or nothing, but I kind of stacked. I stacked. Okay. I kind of want to add, because as I look at the picture, I notice there's this random purplish streak across the forehead. I'm not really sure what his intentions were. I don't know what that was for. But I am going to go through with like a purple blush. So let me get a brush that I don't care that I mess up. I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to dip into the Juvia's Place eyeshadow. I'm going to dip into this dark purple down here at the bottom. And I'm going to kind of do, sorry, I'm going to do like a little bit of a blush bruising situation. And it is on the forehead. So that's where I'm also going to put it, like right here. Maybe it looks like kind of like a bruise a little bit. We'll see. I don't really know what he was doing, but he also really didn't know what he was doing. So I'm also taking that same purple on a little fluffy brush and kind of just going around the perimeter of the mouth to give it like, well, not to sound like a broken record, but a bruised look. I feel like zombies are very bruised up, you know? I will say this is giving me like, y'all know them zombies from like the old, back in the day, cheesy horror movies, back when zombies were green. That's what it's giving. Because I feel like zombies nowadays are depicted as, well, rotted flesh. You know what I mean? They look like humans, but with like grayish purple tones, because that's what your body looks like when it's decaying. So I don't know who decided that zombies were green at one point. But that's what it's giving me. It's like back in the day. Or it also looks. Have you ever played Plants versus Zombies? This is what it's giving. But I think I'm pretty much done with this side. I will do like little finishing touches with eyeliner at the end, but I think it is time to move on to this side. So let's just get into it. Okay, just like on this side, I am going to use the same products and same color schemes as what this nephew used. So I'm going to be using the red and orange paint face sticks, same ones as before, the Mia Coli, I'm sorry, Meicoly. You know how to pronounce it, and congratulations. But I'm going to put the picture up one more time so you can take a look at the red side. And I wholeheartedly don't know what he was going for. Um, but you want to know what it's kind of giving to me? If you're not a Star Wars fan, you're probably not going to get this. But it low key looks like Darth Maul. just just a little. If you squint from 20 feet away, it low key looks like him with the red face and like these black symbols that he has drawn and the black eye. It kind of looks like Darth Maul. So that's kind of the road that I'm gonna take. And if you're not a Star Wars fan, you don't know who Darth Maul is, which I feel like everybody knows who Darth Maul is. He's kind of iconic, honestly. Um, but I'll slap a picture of him up there too. Why not? So you can look at who I'm talking about. And I'm going to just take this red and I'm going to start putting it on the face and the neck. And I'm going to go do my eyebrow really quickly because I almost forgot to do it. Unlike on the zombie side, I feel like on this side I can get away with having a very eyebrow. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to take this sponge, which is now my designated red beauty blender, and we are going to just start blending this into the face. I will admit that this low key does look kind of crazy right now, but I kind of love it. And I hope that my nephews do too, because I did tell them that I was going to be recreating their creations, but in my own version. Which, like, as I mentioned earlier, it is kind of a thing with us. Um, they'll usually like be doodling or drawing, and of course they see one thing when they're drawing, but I'll look at their drawings later and I'll see something completely different, and I'll kind of I'm going in with orange right now to highlight, and I will draw what I see. So I know that might sound a little crazy, but I feel like my artsy, crafty people, y'all will kind of understand what it is that I'm trying to say, because I feel like people who are creative and artistic and things like that, I feel like our brains work in a very beautiful, beautiful way of like, for example, if you take five creative people and you tell all of them, my hand looks absolutely disgusting. I will be washing my hand. Um, but I feel like if you take five creative people and you tell them, draw a dog, none of those five dogs are going to look the same. Does that make sense? We all kind of interpret things differently. Like I said, I don't know what their goals were when they were doing it. I don't know what my nephew saw when he was doing this. I don't know what this nephew saw when he was doing this. But I see a zombie and Darth Maul. So that's what I'm going with. Okay, this is this side all done. I'm going to set it with the air sun. Not the air sun. We're gonna set it with the air spun. I don't know who air sun is, but we're gonna use the air spun, and I'm going to set this side, and then we'll get into doing the eye. Now that I'm all set, I'm taking this Miss Rose eyeliner, and I'm starting off just kind of like I did on this side, but I'm being a little more precise with where I put it this time. I'm not trying to be as messy, and I'm just putting it right along my lash line, but I'm not taking it all the way in. I'm just stopping right here at the middle and focusing it on the outer corner because I want to go for like a very winged, smoked out look. You can be Black Meteor palette, black eyeshadow. I'm going to set and start smoking that eyeliner out. And I'm just winging that out because I want a very snatched eye. And I'm also going to take that same black and just smoke it under the eye. Again, if you look up while you do this, you get better access to your lower lash line. But you do your makeup how you want to, babe. I mean, look at who you're watching right now. Look at what I look like right now. I'm not even the same person on both sides. So you can take your makeup advice from whoever you see fit, but this is just what I do. All right, I think this eye is looking exactly like what I want it to. So now I'm just dusting away all of this powder. And then we're going to go through and add a little contour, a little blush, and we should be done. I will do all of the finishing details like lip liner, lashes off camera like normal. But for right now, I got to figure out what I want to use to contour. I don't know if I want to contour with maybe like black, but then I'm going to do black detail with eyeliner, and that might make it all blend in together. So I'm thinking I should stick with just like, you know what? I think I'm actually going to use this dark color right here, that reddish purple color that we were using at the beginning on this side. I'm going to take it with a fluffy brush, and we're going to see what that looks like. We're going to see what that's giving. Yeah, I think that'll be dark enough to do what I needed to do. It contours the face, but it doesn't overpower the face. So I think that'll do just fine. Okay, I'm so glad I went with that color because this looks, oh, it looks so good. It kind of reminds me of my anger look that I did last year. I did anger from inside out. Kind of reminds me of that. But I think this is pretty much both sides done. Now that I look at both sides, I think I'm pretty happy with both of them. So I'm going to go do all of the finishing touches, lips, liner, and lashes, and I will be back with the overall completed look, or looks, I guess I should say. So yeah, stick around and let's see what it looks like. All right, my beautiful loves, and this is the overall looks all done. I'll get all up close and personal now so you can see, get into it, get into it. I love how both of these turned out. I'm not gonna lie, I did get a little lazy with this side of the neck because I spent so much time um, getting the bruises and the scratches on this side. So by the time I got over here, I kind of just did some lines. Basically, I was very inspired by the Zabrak species, which is what Darth Maul is. Again, sorry if you're not a Star Wars nerd, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. But since Darth Maul was what I was inspired by on this side, it only kind of made sense that I incorporated his species as war paint, or I don't know if it's necessarily war paint or if that's just how their skin is. I think that's just how their skin is. But regardless, this is the side, and this is the and I'll put up the picture one last time just so you can see both side by side. Alrighty. I love how this turned out. I truly do. I think this looks amazing. I'm not gonna lie, I'm loving the green side more. Speaking of green, everybody say goodbye to the green hair. This is the last time you'll see me with green hair. I already bought the hair dye and I'm gonna change my hair. So when next time you see me, it's gonna be something different. Um, but yeah, I'm not saying that I don't like this side because I do, but I just love how this turned out. This is, believe it or not, the first time I've ever done a green zombie. I usually do like Walking Dead inspired zombie, but I like the green. I like it. I also noticed a little fun detail that my nephews did that I didn't notice at the time. They put their initials. You can vaguely see it in the photo. There's like a little X on this side and a little Z on this side. So I incorporated a Z on this side for this nephew, and I incorporated the X on this side, but I made it into like a scar right there. I don't know if you can really see it or not. So yeah, this is my interpretation of their looks, but it still has their little trademarks on there. So it's kind of like all three of us came together and created this because we basically did. They created the blueprint basically. They laid out what I was going to use as um hmm, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. But they created the blueprint and I created the finished look. So this is it. I hope that you enjoyed. I know this was a little different. And yeah. I love you. Stay beautiful as always. Oh wait, I didn't do my outro. What is this? My first time on YouTube? Come on now, Nene. Let's get it together. If you're not already a part of my beauty family, you can join for the free by hitting the subscribe button. Make sure you click the bell, turn notifications on to always. Give the video a like. Leave a comment. It could be about the look. It can just simply be a hi, and I will say hey back. Now I love you. Stay beautiful as always. Mwah!